Hey everyone, I'm filming the intro to this video about a week after I filmed the actual video because I didn't catch it until I got into editing that I was so excited to film the video that I just jumped right in. Never filmed an intro. So when I got into editing, I realized you had no idea what the video was about. So what is this video about? Well, obviously the title will tell you, but this is a video about comparing my beloved MAC Prep and Prime highlighter in Radiant Rose to correct the under eye circles versus the Clinique Airbrush Concealer in Fair. So I'm gonna put them to the test and put one under one eye and one under the other and wear it throughout the day and let you know what happens. And at the very end, I forgot to mention this as well, I will do a couple close-up pictures of right when I apply it and at the very end of the day, very close up. And the conclusion may surprise you. It surprised me. So keep on watching and let's get on with the day. So here I am, and all I've done is put on my foundation and the concealer on blemishes, and that's listed in the description box, but my no other makeup and nothing on my under eye except just foundation. And I always put foundation all the way everywhere. I know some people keep this whole under eye area free of foundation and the eyelids free of foundation, but I like a nice even canvas everywhere, so that's how I do it. And today is a perfect day to give this a test run because I'm tired. I have not been sleeping well. My knee still hurts me. I'm not whining. I'm just giving you the background info. So every time I roll over, I physically wake up, think about how I want to roll over, and so there's that. I have a pounding headache because I'm not a good girl and I'm not hydrating, so I'm gonna keep my water bottle with me and I'm gonna keep drinking through the day. Anyway, good day to test this out. After I put on all my makeup and finish filming a second video, which you will see or have seen this week. I can't remember the order of how things are going. I'm gonna go out and run some errands, do some shopping, blah, blah, blah. It's 100 and something degrees. Perfect day to film this video. So let's get started. This is the MAC Prep and Prime highlighter. What is this actually called? Yes, this is the MAC Prep and Prime highlighter in the shade Radiant Rose. And this baby is actually the color of my fingernails, basically. We're gonna do this under the left eye. Left because I love it, L for L. We know that I love it. On this eye is the Clinique Airbrush Concealer, Illuminates, Perfects. And it is in the shade, I don't know because the sticker, oh yes I do, 01 Fair, and this is on the right eye, which is flipped on your screen, but trust me, left. Okay, so we're just gonna apply it as we always do. I'm not going to do anything different in my routine. I'm gonna use a mirror just over here, and Rowdy's gonna shake it, shake it, shake it. I'm gonna swipe under each eye. In normal application, I let it sit for just a few seconds to thicken and get a little more pigmented. I usually use a brush to pat it in, but I didn't want to contaminate it by using a brush and then going over here and then having the makeup from one end. So I'm going to stick with these. So I'm going to just pat it in, pat, 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 pat. I don't have particularly terrible dark circles. I don't. And I really don't have bags yet. That could all change. But I do like to brighten it up a little bit. And I've talked about this before in other videos, and I will link, if I haven't mentioned this already in the intro, which I have not yet filmed, to my how to conceal for under your eyes for more mature women, which really applies to anybody who wants to conceal under your eyes. It's a two-step process. And I compare it to painting a wall in your house. If you're painting over an existing color, first you have to prime the wall to cover up the existing color, and then you paint the color you want. Like if you have red walls in your dining room from someone painted them red, because that was very trendy back in the day, you can't just slap on gray paint. The red will seep through and you're gonna have pink walls. So first you would paint like kills over it to conceal, in this case, correct the red, and then you can paint your trendy gray. Okay, so that is the MAC Prep and Prime all patted in. It patted in very nicely. And now we're gonna go with the pat in the Clinique here. My observation, by the way, this is just completely subjective, is that the MAC Prep and Prime feels more emollient. A little more slippy would be the less technical term. Not that the Clinique is drying, I'm not suggesting that at all, but there is a little more to it, more give to it, just a teeny bit. And the Clinique pats in much more quickly. It was sitting on my face a little bit longer too, so this isn't a perfect controlled test here, but it's already patted in. That went much more quickly. They both feel a little bit sticky under the eye right now. I could easily get away with wearing nothing else. I feel sufficiently brightened and concealed, but I am not a minimalist and I love to add another layer to really brighten up. So I'm going to slap on my current favorite under eye concealer, which is the Urban Decay All Nighter Concealer. I'm wearing it in the shade Fair Neutral. And this will be the true test to see how well this plays with each of them. Because a lot of you have said that this is too dry for you. I think I have not experienced that problem precisely because the MAC is very hydrating, and so it gives me another layer of hydration. So now this I do blend in. I'm using a Real Technique sponge today because I was cleaning out drawers and found it in its package. So I'm gonna pat that in, and I do bring it up over the eyelid. Now, I'm gonna take a really good close look in the mirror and give you my observations. Hang on. Okay, so I just looked at myself in like a 10 times magnifying mirror, and my first conclusion is that no woman over the age of 40 should do that. No, I haven't set either with powder, which I always do. It seems like an oxymoron to avoid creases by setting your makeup with powder, but that's exactly what you should do. It works. So I'm gonna do that, and you can't tell the difference. They look exactly the same, both in the monitor, in the mirror over here. I cannot see the difference. So other than they feel a little bit different in application, tiny bit. We'll see how they hold up throughout the day. So I'm gonna go set my under eyes. I'm gonna finish applying all my makeup. I'm gonna pop right back in for a second to say hi, and then I'm gonna get on with my day. All right, I am back. All the makeup is on. All the makeup will be listed in the description box. So where it says show more, click that and poof, it all goes open. Still can't really see a difference, can you? MAC, Clinique. I don't know, so we shall see. Let's get the day going, and I'll come back in many hours and we'll see. Very curious. I'll see you in a little bit. Hey everyone, well, it's many moons later. Well, not really, but it's many hours later. It's about 7 o'clock at night, and I've run all over town, and the heat index, I believe, was 102 degrees today. So here are my observations, and then I will let you know what Michael said without any prompting. When I looked really up close in the 10 times magnifying mirror, Rowdy's very excited, it's dinner time for him. Both of them didn't look all that different. So just to remind you, this is the MAC side, this is the Clinique side. If I was being extremely nitpicky, the MAC side under extreme magnification looked a tiny bit better to me. There is some settling and fine lines on both sides. From a distance though, let me fix my hair, I'm melting. I think, well, you know what, I'll just say, Michael said he didn't know what was what, and he said, wow, your left side looks significantly better to me on camera. That would be the MAC side. That's this side. So I have to say, if you have drier skin, the MAC side is more moisturizing. If you have more oily skin, the Clinique is a little, it's less moisturizing. It's a little drier to the touch. It's really just a matter of personal preference. I will say that the MAC Prep and Prime, besides the very pale pink color, also has a much more orangey version, a more peachy version. The Clinique one only has that particular one, and then all the other ones are the skin tone. I'm sorry, the dogs are going crazy behind me. So, which one am I going to continue to use? Well, I have dry under eyes and I am a creature of habit. So I am going to stick with the MAC. For summertime though, I may decide to switch it up. It is, you know, a sweatier time of year, so maybe a drier under eye isn't such a bad thing. Of course, I do prefer to layer it under a drier concealer, so it works better with my under eye concealer. Conclusion, I have no conclusion for you. It's a matter of personal preference. For me, I'm going to keep reaching for my MAC Prep and Prime. For you, you take from this what works best for you. I'd love to hear from you, speaking of you. Is there a brightener concealer that you use that I haven't mentioned that you think I need to try? I hope that this helped. I hope this cleared up maybe some confusion or answered some questions you've always wondered. How does the MAC Prep and Prime hold up to something similar? That is all from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.